Hi. Are we streaming? Are we gaming yet? Yes, we are. Okay, welcome guys. I hope you're excited for this gamer stream. This epic gamer stream that's gonna be happening right now. Oh god. So yeah, no. Yee, no. Okay. Sup fuckers. Yeah, hello. How you doing? How are you doing? Help. Okay. But actually though, hopefully this doesn't start in full screen. Okay, don't capture the files. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh god, it's saying it's, bad, but it's most definitely not. I saw Benny play it. It's a very good game. Well, there's my epic files for the game if you want to see that. It didn't... Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, hello everyone. It's a bit loud. Okay, there it is. I love the static of this game. It's really well done. Okay, it's a bit loud. Ah. Where is this? Okay, it is really loud. Hang on. Start game. Help. Guys, how do I do this? It's so loud. It is so loud. What the fuck? Oh, here it is. Option. How do you select this? Ah, okay. Okay, so okay, I'm configuring this, right? Pizza. I love this. This is such a good aesthetic. Jump will be space. Grab, I guess. I guess grab will be like... you can't do click, so... Wow, control doesn't even work. Hang on, we'll just make it Q for now. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, this music is excessively loud and I do not know how to turn it down. Help. Oh yeah, right, volume control. I'm retarded. I forgot that existed on Windows. That's how long it's been since I've seen Windows. And guys. Okay, much better. Okay, am I here? Yes. Say something, Brutus, or you will be poo. Okay, grab is E. Okay, I'll do E. That's probably better. Well... Can we make it... No, you can't make it control. That's so odd. That's so peculiar. Okay, then I guess... I like Q. Yeah, that seems good. Dash is shift. And then taunt? I'm not sure exactly what that'll do. So how about let's just make it like... C is actually probably pretty good. Okay, how do I go back then? Oh, there it is. Okay. Erase data. That's a bit scary. I guess we'll just start the game. Okay. Okay, so, then we got... Okay, I'm already configuring the controls a little bit. This is already a bit weird. Okay, hang on, guys. I'm so sorry. PS4 Master Race, buy another PlayStation. I actually already have a PlayStation 3 and 4, so shut up. I do like how Brutus isn't saying anything. Oh. Your mic won't unmute? I don't know. Okay, I'm not sure how to fix that. Okay, I'll make that Q and this E. Okay, I guess I'll be comfortable enough. How do you... Wait, how do you go back again? I already forgot. Oh yeah, right, I made E. Okay, I'm so dumb. Okay, now we're actually starting, I think. Yeah, you can't really do anything, it's just cutscene. Oh, okay, GG. You have two PS4s and you had a PS3. Jesus Christ. Sadly, I'm the only one who can. You can still try out the games.
What are you trying to do?
Before starting, I say just going down to the left, learn some important things. Okay. I already watched Vinny play this, so... Oh, nice music. Like a little bit of it. I love the crouch jump, I saw that. That's great. You are just rich. Like, what the fuck? Not you, Brutus. Okay, actually. Okay, grab. Wait. Okay. And then you can grab this, and then how do you press any button? Grab and press any button to throw. Oh. Okay. Okay, so then down is... Cool. Okay. Nice. Ouch. Oh my god. Help. I'm just gonna hold this. Oh, never mind, it doesn't transfer over. Oh, frick. Okay, yeah, jump. Ooh! Oh, frick. That is so cool. Okay, time to be an epic gamer. I'm gonna do this all the way from the beginning. Okay, here we go. Ooh! My god, that is so cool. Oh crap, I forgot you could do this. You have hurt Pepino three times. This is a bro moment. Oh my god, that is so cool. I sniped enemies in Black Ops 3 this morning. Okay, I don't know much about the Call of Duty game, so... Oh, hello game? Okay, it just died there for a second. Hey, is the game, is it lagging?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, it's not lagging that bad, I don't think. Is it lagging, like my stream? Like, actually, for real. Just fucking answer.
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Okay, let me check. No, it's not. I'm looking, it's not lagging.
Okay.
Is it lagging for you? Seriously.
It was.
It was. Okay, okay. Sorry, it's just... Like... Wait, oh, okay, wall run. Or not like that. Okay, not like that, no. Wait, what? Oh, you have to jump up to it? Ah, okay, that makes sense. Mega flex. I have more than 150 games on PS4. F158 games. Just please stop. No, it's okay though. Okay, let's do the first level, I guess. Okay. Got it. So those are just internal barriers. Got it. Wait, is this anything? Oh god. Cool, I already suck. Oh my god. Okay, then we dash. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's really good controls, actually. Frick. Oh yeah. I like how screams are just part of the song. I don't know why that would be the case, but I love it. I need 4 more toppings. Okay, got it. Oh wait, what? Wait, we need to like... Oh wait, never mind. It's up. I'm so dumb. Okay, almost. So close. Okay, so it's more like right here. Okay, where does this lead? Was there a point in doing that? I swear to God, just shut up about flexing. If you're actually serious, then okay. Why? There's gotta be something up there then. Is it? Am I an idiot? Nope, okay, I'm an idiot. Then what's the point of breaking those? For the toppings, I guess? I don't know. Wait, okay, here we go. Nope, die. Wait, I can do this. Ooh! That is super satisfying. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, I should have gone under over there. Oh wait, you need to get max speed, correct? Oh, whoa! That was frightening. Okay, that just kind of happened. Oh, cool. I'm getting down with this. This is a banger. Oh, I forgot you could grab. I already forgot you could grab. Maybe I need to find my controls better again. Well, no. I think you have to go out of the game to do that, so nope. I already forgot you could grab. I'm such an idiot. Okay. Wait. Grab him. Grab him from behind. Ah, okay, so you hold up. So you... Okay, that makes sense. Okay, now I get it. Okay, so I understand now. I understand how this works now. So you just hold a direction. Okay, I get it now. Oh crap, I forgot. Yeah, I've seen this on Vinny's channel, so... Yeah. Okay. Are you... Please stop. I mean, clearly you are, though. But clearly you are, though. Oh, okay. Frick. Okay, here, I'm gonna hold this man. I'm gonna... Yeet! Okay, never mind. Oh, did I get him? No, I didn't. Damn it. Come on, die. Oh, he's just dead. Oh, never mind, he's back. My school says that... What the fuck is up with your school? What? There's no way. You are such a rich kid. I'm blown away. Like my friends think I'm a fucking rich kid, and then you're saying that your school gives you fucking money. What? What? Oh, I think I should. I suck with controls in general. Oh my god, help. Wait, how do I... What do I do now? Am I retarded? I like this game so far. It looks fun. Yes, it sure is. I saw it on Vinny's channel. If you're aware who Fine Sauce Vinny, Funny Pizza Man is. But yeah, it's a very fun game. It's just a demo right now, but yeah, it's still really cool. Okay, I guess I missed some. Oh, duh, there's the key. Okay, yeah. Oh, frick, I should. Ooh. Oh my god. Come on. What the f- Why? And how? How is this possible? There should be a way to cancel that. I think that'd be good. Frick. Okay, there you go. Okay. Frick! Yeah, exactly. Like, what the f- Like, how? How many students does your school have? If you're gonna be like, oh, probably like 1,000. I'm just done. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I can hear it. Okay, there you go. Wait. I love the, yeah. I love the music that's going on. Whoa. Go. Oh! I'm just not even doing anything. I love this, though. Okay, that's it. Oh, okay, that's it. I think this, like, yeah, you can just do this. That's super cool. What's this? Ooh. Shotgun or shotgun? Hmm. What? Oh. Can you please stop, Curtis? I swear to God. Whoa! Oh my God. So up and grab, so like that's actually pretty good. Quit the bullshit. You're going to play this, like, it's gonna be Keep playing that, I swear. No, this one. No, play the one you were just. No, do the one you were just doing. Oh, what's this? No, I love that one you played it first. Please do that one. Oh no. It was so good. It was like 5 minutes. Oh, okay. Okay.
Whoa! No! No!
Whoa! It just sounds like sounds you would make, and I love it. No! I'll just, yeah. God, I can never get that. Oh, I already went down here. Stop, 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 stop.
I
Damn
have
it.
an idea.
Yes.
Days.
What? No! Stop! I'm literally muting you.
Fine.
Okay, there you go. I'm proud of that.
Is this real life? Is this just fantasy? Defying the laws of gravity. I'm a shooting star leaping through the sky. Carry on, carry on. Is nothing really matters?
What the fuck? Please send that to me. Oh. No, no, no. I like the one that it's like the exact same channel name as me. So like, how do be folks? I love this. And he's just gonna like, like he's just gonna say like, go to Siri and say, "Hey Siri, beatbox." Oh my God! Why is this man named Jet James? Frick! Help! I heard what? Frick! I hate this.
Oh, I hope the video's recommending me.
Oh no. Oh my God! That is madness.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Do I have a key? Yes, I do. Ooh. Oh, frick, I have to go.
What?
No. I have a, it's like the Wario Land games where you have like, where after you win the level, you have to get back to the exit as fast as you can.
Oh, it's
So I literally have a minute. So I gotta hurry.
Hey guys, look, it's James was the famous video.
What is this? Yeah, this is it.
Daily mosquito life.
What? Okay.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I gotta hurry. I gotta hurry. Ooh! Minute left. Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, it's judging with his famous video, Sweet Paralysis, big views.
What the fuck? Hello, my name is Craig Muther.
Oh, hey guys, James was
Oh!
the famous
Be
video.
okay. Book.
True moment. Call. Okay.
Please watch one of my older videos.
Oh, you want me to?
Yes. Okay, you wanna what? Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this, but actually here. I'm gonna just end the stream. Yeah, I hope enjoyed. God no, I hate this. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. Bye.